everyone. Vice President Mr. Vijayanathan, Mr. Varadaraja Kallaya, our board member, Mr. Vimalendran, our board member, Mrs. Sarojini Devi Sivanyanam, our dedicated treasurer. Mr. Neelan Tambaya, our board member, he is not here with us today. Mr. Neelan Tambaya is here there, please come onto the stage. Mrs. Nirmala Vasiyambalai, board member. Mr. Sivanyanam Vaikilingam, again a very active supporter. Mrs. Kamalayam Rajendran, board member.
Commitment with many of the regional diverse cultures and faith communities as the Halton Police Diversity and Cultural Relations Coordinator. He was promoted to Deputy Chief in the fall of 2015. In October 2019, Chief Thuriyappa was appointed Chief of Peel Regional Police. Chief Thuriyappa is a recipient of the Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee Medal 2012 and is a member of the Order of Merit Canada 2016. Chief Thuriyappa has maintained a strong commitment to his community and is involved with several sports and hobbies as well as a volunteer board member for the United Way and the South Asian Autism Awareness Center of GTA. Thank you.
Vanakkam, Ungalile, Vanakkam, Ayene Taipongal, Vatikam. And I want to say that not only is it Tamil Heritage Month and that we celebrated Taipongal this month, it is an amazing celebration of our tradition, our culture, and the community. It's my honor, and I'm very thankful for the Mississauga Senior Temple Society Appeal and Brampton, covering our communities in this region. To be here, to be able to speak to you today, is my first official Tamil event here in Peel region to speak to you. So thank you so much. As it's an honor, I think, for our elected officials, my brothers, my MPs and MPPs there, it is a very honorable thing to be here to celebrate this time. There are many different commitments that they all have daily, but I know that they've spent a lot of time today. I've seen them several times today at a variety of different events. I feel like we should drive around together to be more efficient. But this one's very special to me because as a Tamil, Sri Lankan Tamil Canadian, and as a police leader, I think I wanted to leave you all with 3 key important points. One is a focus on relationships, and I'll tell you why that's important. The second is it's relevant to all of us, regardless of how old we are, is to be bold in our decision making. And the third thing is to be very collaborative. Now, I'll tell you why this makes sense. Because I was born in Colombo. My Appa was born in Jaffna. His brother was the mayor of Jaffna at the time. Amma was born in Badiklo. And we made a decision 46 years ago to come to this great country. 46 years ago to come to Canada. And it was a bold decision. A decision that perhaps all of us here at some point or our families have made to make a sacrifice. Some who have come during crisis and left. But all of us came with probably very little assets. You made a bold decision to come here to this great country that has offered us some great opportunities. But I must say that when I came to Canada and I started my schooling, we lived in Toronto. About 3 or 4 of our family lived in one house until we could find, mom and dad could find employment. Mom's first job was here in Mississauga with the Ministry of Health right across from Square One in the late 70s. And what happened is we didn't know where we were moving. We just went to where the work took us. So Mom, retired off of Huron-Ontario at Roberts Beck Parkway after a 30-year career with the province. But we came and we lived here. We moved out of the city, made some bold decisions. I'm an only child. And, the sacrifice they made in their minds was so important because what I achieved had to be greater than that sacrifice. But I must say, policing was not what Mom wanted me to do. Like many of us, because of that sacrifice, she was very encouraged that I consider a profession like accounting, engineering, if not something with a professional designation. And what happened was, at some point during my schooling, I met a police officer through a youth program, a collaborative youth program. And I didn't think I would ever do policing. And what I discovered was not that we could catch criminals and drive fast in a police car, but I recognized that the people behind the uniform were mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, neighbors, cousins, sons, children in the community. And it struck me that these people extended themselves to me. And they showed me how great this country could be in so many different jobs and opportunities. And the reason I tell you this is because as the Senior Tamils Association, and you have adults and there's lots of young people here, there's a real opportunity for you all to encourage the next generation to do things that are bold and different than what we've done before. And the reason I say that is, Amma went on a trip to see her brother in Vancouver. While she was gone, I applied to be a police officer while I was 20. And when she came back, I can still remember her, very upset that we did that. But can I tell you, she was supportive. And I want to acknowledge my mom here. Mom, I'm gonna stand up. Can you just stand up for me? Okay. That's good. My father passed away probably 27 years ago, before I became a police officer. He wasn't here to see me become a police officer. No, that's okay. I just wanted to acknowledge her. That's okay. That's okay, Mom. You can sit. That's all right. But what I wanted to showcase was the fact that when I started policing, there were only 3 police officers of Sri Lankan heritage or descent in Ontario. One was Sinhalese, one was a Burger, one was a Tamil, and I was that 3rd Tamil. I was the 3rd officer here. And I just have to say that last Saturday I had the opportunity to start a small group of support of professional development for Tamil officers, and I'm proud to say that there are over 80 of them now here in policing. And early on in my career, we'd never have envisioned that policing would be an honorable job, right? When we came here, I don't think Mom thought this was the right idea for me to do, but just to fast forward through what I'm discussing is that because I was able to show how great opportunities are in this country, we've been able to seek great success. And I need to tell you, I'm very thankful for the acknowledgement of being, perhaps the first Tamil chief, but I know I won't be the last. There are so many young people and so many other people that are destined for success. I think the important thing is to use what happens to people like me to, look at the diversity we have in our elected officials that represent our community and their history. So many people breaking through as pioneers in a variety of different fields. Different diversity, different cultures is so important. But the reason it happened was because I decided to make a bold decision that was different than what perhaps is what we've been comfortable with. And I looked at there's 2 young gentlemen at my table, 13 and 14 years old. One of them said to us that he wants to be the Prime Minister. And can I tell you, I believe that he can, right? The second thing is relationships. I've said this before, it is very important to build relationships. And relationships are built upon mutual trust and understanding. It's incumbent upon all of us to do that. As now the chief, that's my job with all communities, is to ensure that I develop a strong relationship so we can understand the pressures. This region represents almost 1.5 million people. It has an airport, which is the largest in Canada, that is anticipated to have up to 80 million people travel through in the next several years annually. We have, as you can read in the newspapers, lots of challenges to public safety, but I'm confident that we can do that. And so this is where my next element of what I want to discuss. My mom is 86 years young. She doesn't look like it, but she's remarkable. And she's involved at a senior center. Maybe she's going to be the next member of the Senior Tamil Society Appeal, but she is involved in the community, in different seniors activities. She's engaged, she's participative. She's an ambassador for policing now. So much so that I have nephews and nieces, one nephew that's in policing, another one that's gone into it. And as I told you, there are 80 other young people that I'm helping to sort of shepherd or guide and tell them my life experience, because we owe it to the next generation to show them that many things are possible. The final thing I'd like to leave you with is the idea of collaboration. Community safety is not achieved by the police alone. It is impossible to do that. I know the President has been talking about some activities, and older adult isolation is a significant issue in our community. Mental health, seniors abuse, domestic violence, the stigma attached to mental health and crisis, and they are all within our community. It's incumbent upon all of us to find opportunities to deal with them, to find solutions, and also to ensure that we build a strong fabric for our region and community. So, as I took this job 4 months ago, it struck me that I've been given an opportunity to do a greater good, just as my colleagues here are doing, in my environment, which is policing and public safety for a larger population. But what I realized is I cannot do that alone. And so I'm also here not only just to acknowledge the fact that it is Tamil Heritage Month and Thai Pongal, and that I'm proud to be a Tamil myself in a job that has a lot of responsibility, but I'm also here to tell you that you have me as your chief, and I'm committed to this community to make sure that we remain and will continue to find ways to be safer every day, but I will do that with you, because this is about collaboration and engagement. And I want to thank this organization for choosing that to be the spirit of your activities. I'm very proud to be here today, and I hope that some of the sentiment that I've left you with about making bold decisions to encourage the young people around you. It doesn't have to be policing. It could be anything young people want to do. But just as you have said, the seniors, and I think somebody just said that earlier, have been some of the most critical along the way. I think Nathan Shan said that, to strengthen our young people. And that is the future of this community. And we thank you for all being participative. Thank you for allowing, Amma to come today too, and to enjoy this day. But congratulations to you on your 20th anniversary. Vanakkam.
Thank you so much, Chief Nisan Durippa. We have an award for you, Senior Tamil Associate Peel.
sa ma ga ma ga sa da ni sa da da sa da pa ga sa da da sa ni sa வெளியில பூத்த சாமந்தினி வெளியில சேர்ந்த பூங்கொத்தினிய அணிய அணிய பூங்கொடிய கவல மறக்கும் தாய்மடிய அழக அழக வெண்கலக தலைய நிழலாட்டம் பின்னால நான் ஓடி வந்தேனே ஒரு வாட்டி என்ன பாருமா புத்தரி பாதையில தாவி ஓடுறேன் அத்த வெத்த பூங்குயில தேடி வாடுறேன் சிந்தனமான வாசம் ஏறுது எங்கிலி மேல சங்கிலி போல சேர தோணுது சக்கரான சுக்கிரியான மான மாத்த மாமா விட்டு கண்மணி
Thank you all so much. We hope you enjoyed that. We will be back later for more, so stay tuned. Thank you.
Manus Vajanam, help us maintaining our Facebook webpage free of cost, day and night. He work for us. Thank you, Manu, for your kind service to us. Manus Vajanam, help us maintaining our Facebook webpage free of cost, day and night. He work for us. Thank you, Manu, for your kind service to us.
Hold it more.
By the young-minded ladies of the Senior Tamil Society of Peel. You know, ladies and gentlemen, it has been coming down the line. It's a tradition for the woman front to present a piece of entertainment dance in every major functions of the Senior Tamil Society of Peel. Because they are getting aged, and many thought that it would be hard for them to practice and present this physical move. To our surprise, these young-minded seniors determined to keep up the ongoing tradition alive because they were doing it for the last 40 years. Fighting the cold winter aside, they organized, practiced, and ready to present this evening this piece of display. Friends, these guys are not in their 17 and 18, but they are mothers of 70s and 80s. The function would have been a no-salt food had not presented this entertainment today. So gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. It took only 24 hours for them to practice this piece of dance. The participants of this presentation are as follows. This is Kamala Amarnath. This is Diva Navaratnam. This is Telangana Nagasabai. This is Rani Nogaraja. This is Joyce Sivanandan. This is Mary Jagannathan. This is Sarada Raghuvaran. This is Annamma Vincent. This is Lakshmi Dhanabala.